On the 8th of May 2026, just a few weeks ago, something very strange happened. The US Department of Defense set up a public website containing over 100 never-before-seen documents, videos, and images of UFO sightings, breaking a policy of silence about UFOs and aliens that has lasted almost 80 years.
Last week, the Pentagon began releasing government files documenting years of unidentified flying objects, UFOs.
We have found out that there have been more unexplained sightings and incidents, including several reported by the U.S. military, than what had been previously known.
We are not alone. The Pentagon released the UFO files a few weeks back, and we just found out over 1 billion people have visited the site. 1 billion. The War Department says more files will be released soon.
Inside those files are some of the most shocking evidence of UFOs ever seen. But not only that, the Pentagon says this is only the beginning. More files are coming next month and the month after that. But what do these videos show? Where is this trail of evidence leading? And if aliens really are here on Earth, what do they prefer? Diet Coke or Pepsi Max? Answers to these questions and more in this episode of This Paranormal Life! Hello, and welcome back to This Paranormal Life, the weekly comedy podcast where every Tuesday we dive into a different paranormal tale. I'm joined by Mr. Rory Powers, my co-host. How are you doing today, Rory?
It sounds like this week you can take the comedy out of Comedy Paranormal Podcast.
Yeah.
Because what I'm hearing is we have basically vlogs from aliens living on this earth.
Yeah, sometimes at the start of the podcast, we would like loosen our ties. Actually, if anything, let's bring the ties back up.
Let's crank it up a little bit.
Obama's watching. I'd say all the ex-presidents are watching right now from a secret location.
Right. And I assume at any point there's going to be some snipers on rooftops gathered outside of this studio to try and stop us from showing you the video clips that we're going to watch today.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, in the future, which you have to be by necessity, you can probably tell just by the length of the podcast how far we made it.
Yeah.
I hope the number says 59 minutes long.
It's 2.5 minutes.
6, oh.
We should probably do conclusions and shout outs now. Yeah. I'm pretty sure because it's going to be any second now.
Shout out to my family and loved ones.
Yeah, really quick. Okay, I don't have any loved ones to say goodbye to, so that's fine. That makes things easier for sure. Yeah.
Look, guys, welcome to the show. We are not going to dilly-dally around at the top like we normally would. We have a lot to get through. On this episode, we are going to get you up to speed on everything that has been released in the last few weeks. And we'll be posing the question, is 2026 the year of disclosure?
Wow.
But if you are enjoying what you're seeing or you've seen some episodes in the past, head on over to thisparanormallife.com to consider becoming a member of the commune today. There are hundreds and hundreds more episodes of This Paranormal Life where that comes from over there for all our members and a bunch of cool, exciting, exclusive rewards and giveaways only at thisparanormallife.com.
Just by clicking play on this podcast, I need to inform you that you are being tracked by the military. It's too late already. Even if you stop now, it's too late. They got your IP. They have your kids. They have your loved ones. They have your girlfriend dangling off the Empire State Building like a Spider-Man villain.
Which is so conspicuous because like everyone can see that.
Yeah, and also like I'm in London. If you hung my mum upside down from a rope, I can't get to her.
You can't hear her.
I'm like, what do I even do? I have to book a flight from London to, I guess, JFK, get an Uber?
Maybe the next time you're watching a Casey Neistat vlog, you're like, holy shit, is that
yeah. Hanging from, don't say my mum's name on the podcast. Beep that, please, because that's too much private information. My mum's name. My mom, shut up, Phil. Sorry.
Don't laugh at it, Phil.
I'm hearing that there are 1 billion people watching UFO videos. I assume that's 1 billion dead by sunrise. So I think the less people know about me and my personal life, the better. So
I think in for a penny, in for a pound.
How's your mom?
It's fine. It's public record
and
information.
Your father, how's he doing? If they have to come for one of us, brother, it should be you. I'm so sorry.
They're all dangling from the Empire State Building. Damn it. In for a penny, in for a pound. You've already clicked play.
Yeah.
Your family
give
are
us
gone.
A pound.
Your family are, sorry. Yeah, give us a pound. That's better than your family are gone. Rory, to try and set the scene, have you seen much about this story? The Pentagon UFO file release.
You know, I've been trying to stay away from it, knowing that we would talk about it on the podcast.
Knowing I won't shut the up about it for the next 3 months.
Right, it's all I'm going to be hearing at work, so I might as well not indulge in it in my free time. So I've actually stayed away from it. I'm very excited today to be the one that you're presenting this evidence to. We've investigated a lot of UFO cases. I've heard that this is some of the craziest footage that's ever been released to the public.
But look, if you haven't heard anything about this, that's cool. It's been on kind of news around the world, but a lot of people still don't know about it. So welcome, we're going to get you up to speed. The website in question I mentioned earlier is www.war.gov/UFO, and it contains a database called Pursue, also known as the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP Encounters.
I feel like if we don't really know what the intentions of these crafts are, allegedly, we shouldn't put it on war.com. Because that makes it sound like we know exactly what's about to happen. You can check out all these videos. Just go to World War III / it's happening / Space Wars, and you can find it all there.
/ sign up today to kill this silicone-based life form scum.
Just join our mailing list. Did you say mailing list? Sure. mailing list.
There's cool coupon codes, you know, some like cool updates about what's going on in the military. We'll send you to Afghanistan. Bunch of cool stuff over at the mailing in list. This website launched with a treasure trove of previously unreleased UFO documents, 128 to be exact, 14 pictures, and 28 videos. The release caused a news frenzy, and of course, journalists and paranormal investigators scrambled to make sense of what they were seeing. We have a lot to discuss and some fascinating revelations in the documents today, but I'm not trying to beat around the bush or tease you guys or any other kind of sexual sounding analogies. Let's get a taster of what we're dealing with and check out a couple of brand new videos.
I love this. Let's get straight into it. I'm very excited. Obviously, this is a video podcast, but a lot of people will just be listening to this. So we'll do our best today to try and describe what we are seeing on the video feed.
I hit play. Roy's like, nuts. Next one.
Holy crap. It's indescribable. This has to be seen to be believed.
And video 3. He just bombs everywhere. All right, let's just get stuck in with video 1. we are jumping straight in, Roy. I don't know if you're seeing that.
Yeah, this looks like top-down footage of some kind of city, and across the screen was a very small white orb kind of floating in a straight line. Super weird, but super far away. I mean, this thing looks like a speck. It looks like a bird just kind of soaring across the city.
Don't say a bird, because, that's a thing that isn't a UFO. But yes, I know what you're saying. Hey, we're just wetting the whistle today, just giving you an idea of what is in these documents. We will see it's a very mixed picture today in terms of what is available. But I think fair to say we've seen this type of video before, haven't we?
Yeah.
The floating orb.
Yeah, the floating orb.
We'll keep pushing. Now this is just... Whoa. What are you? Holy.
Okay, I don't know what it looks like I'm watching old school video of Asteroids, the arcade game.
So to anyone listening to this, we are dealing with basically a completely black screen. Clearly this is taken at night. I don't know what kind of optics they're using. The videos seem to be a combination of regular cameras, infrared cameras, and night vision. I don't know what this one is, but it's some kind of military optics. They're looking up seemingly into the sky, and they keep adjusting their settings, adjusting almost the brightness on it. What we're not getting away from is that there is just 2 orbs, almost just like a pair of eyes.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
In a different video, we would say this was going to be the goat man hiding in the woods, but it's just like, it's like the Flatwoods Monster or something. 2 just headlight-like eyes floating in the night sky.
Everything's classified, by the way. There are so many black boxes on this screen. Presumably whatever camera they were filming with also was like saying the date, the location, the altitude, whatever it is, all just black squares.
Yeah. And this will be a running theme. Any information that could help you figure out what's going on here, they have taken away from us.
Thank you so much. That's so helpful.
They only want us to know.
Thank you, war.com.
What? Shout out to our sponsor today, war.com. Guys, if you can't beat them, join them. We're going to war with other podcasts. Okay, I like this next one a lot. This was one of the standout ones. I think it kind of went viral across places like Twitter and others on the internet.
All right, looks like another video of an orb flying, but this one we can actually see some stuff in the background. I just saw some wind turbines, so it looks like we're maybe out in the countryside. And yeah, in the middle of the screen, we're seeing the classic white orb floating through the sky.
Okay, so this is just a taster of what is to come. These are some of the early videos that people were getting excited with, because as this is dropping, people are taking to social media and just ripping videos off the website, throwing them on social media, and just starting to discuss them right off the bat.
And you know, so far, is this defying the laws of physics and gravity to the point where I'm seeing something that I cannot physically comprehend? Of course! Am I scared yet? No, not yet. Hopefully we will escalate to laser beams, tractor beams, butt probe beams, little guys running around, exactly. But so far, we're just seeing the balls. Reword that.
Right now, we're just seeing the balls. Let's hope we can get some shaft later on. All right. Rory, I mentioned earlier the term disclosure. Have you heard that term before? And of course, we're not referring to the iconic British drum and bass duo.
I've only heard of, I've heard the word in the context of what we're dealing with today, which is people talk about Disclosure Day, the day that finally all of the UFO evidence is released to the world.
You've pretty much hit the nail on the head. For anyone who hasn't heard of this concept before, I think it is pretty important to know how we got here. Disclosure exactly refers to the disclosure movement. This has been active since literally the 40s, from about Roswell in 1947 through to the present day. It was popularized in the 50s. Donald Kehoe wrote the book The Flying Saucer Conspiracy in 55 and called for, quote, full disclosure of UFO facts from the government. And ever since then, UFO researchers, and let's face it, Redditors, have called for and discussed disclosure. The government admitting to the public that aliens are real, UFOs are real. But something's changed in the last few years. Now, instead of calling for disclosure, people are increasingly asking, are we in the middle of it?
Ooh.
Is it actively happening right now? Because for decades, governments and three-letter agencies have repeatedly denied not just the existence of UFOs and UAP, but denied even trying to investigate it.
Damn. And all we had to do was just expose the world's biggest pedophile.
Yes.
And they were like, all right, never mind, release the UFO stuff.
We needed a bargaining chip, guys. I would kind of argue that we're in a kind of a boiling frog situation. We're the frogs in the situation, where it's hard to even...
That's one of our next videos. We tried to give one of these little guys a shower and it cooked him alive. They don't like water.
boilingfrog.mp4.movie.
war.com/boiling frog.
We're just crying. Is this thing just like... Jesus Christ, this poor son of a bitch. Jesus Christ, for anyone not watching, I'll try to describe it through tears. Through tears of anguish. He's calling out to the hive.
I knew we shouldn't have welcomed them to Earth with that trip to the water park. God damn it.
Oh.
It's like acid to them.
But it's hard for people to remember how stigmatized the UFO topic was a couple of years ago. Me and you had no friends. We kind of still have no friends.
Sure.
But that's aside from the UFO topic.
Yeah.
I remember only a couple of years ago talking about how crazy it was to see for the first time UFO stuff being discussed in the Guardian newspaper or the New York Times. And now it's almost impossible to overstate the U-turn. Here's an example. Posted on the 19th of February this year on Truth Social.
Oh no.
Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files related to alien and extraterrestrial life, UAP and UFOs. God bless America.
Who said that?
That was Obama. Obama, I think, famously...
You do a terrible Obama impression.
You know, Obama's always using his hands. And we have every mainstream news outlet in the world reporting on this right now. To give you... I won't be able to keep a straight face through this. To give you an idea, if you've not been watching the news, of the temperature right now, here's a clip from the news about 2 weeks ago.
That caption alone is so good. Before we even play the clip, I want everyone to know that this is obviously a news clipping, and the lower third says, scientist believes 4 types of alien life found.
It's Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
Take from that what you will. I'm just saying, if you live in, middle America and you don't know what's going on and you turn on your TV one day, you might hear this.
4 different species of aliens. Another scientist called them Greys, Nordics, Insectoids, and Reptilians. All of them have 2 arms and 2 legs, just like us. Experts speculate the reptilians are scaly with long tails like a lizard. Insectoids look like a praying mantis. The Greys look like your classic movie alien, and the Nordics look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall. We haven't seen the evidence, but Pete Hegseth says more evidence is coming. And there are a lot of believers in Congress.
Okay.
Yes! We're doing it!
Yes.
I love this. We're finally talking about it.
We are this close to Fox News doing an entire evening's entertainment about the Goat Man.
Wow. This is incredible.
Something really gets me about, he's like, the Grey is your classic movie alien. And the Nordics, they look like a regular Swedish guy, but 7 feet tall.
And 400 years old. Wow, this is, also during that broadcast, while he was kind of rattling through all the different types of aliens, they were just showing one of the most insane videos I've ever seen before, and they didn't even acknowledge it.
We're moving fast, people.
What was that?
We have to keep going. Do you want to talk about that video?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Well,
it looked like a biblical angel being captured by military cameras.
Hey, we're flowing freely right now. Again, Rory, for the audio listeners, you were going to have to describe this to them. I was going to get to this a little later on, but it is an interesting video and does get to an interesting point about all of this. So let's watch it. Why not? Hey, Rory wants to jump ahead. Let's jump ahead. We have got... Again, we're looking into the night sky through some kind of night vision. Whoa! Thermal vision camera. Something like that. And there is a biblically accurate angel kind of floating in the night. It looks, I guess the shape looks like a crosshairs or maybe like a nautical star. Think of like the NATO symbol. I think it's the NATO symbol, isn't it? It's like a kind of star thing.
Yeah. How do you describe this? It looks like someone has paused an explosion right at the start.
Right. Sure.
And it's just frozen in the sky. It looks like someone has a laser. That looks like someone has a laser gun pointed at Earth.
They're charging the Death Star.
And you're seeing the charging laser. That is exactly what that looks like. That is scary as hell.
Did it make a noise? So, look, this video has a dirty secret, and let's see if you can spot it right. I think it does, at least. Okay, we're going to rewind to some crucial seconds a minute ago. Look in the upper top third. See it there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do see that. Like this kind of black shape.
It's a parachute. It's definitely a parachute. Look at this. Does that or does that not look like a parachute? Look, I think you can almost.
Oh, so people think this is like a flare?
This video did the rounds really, really quickly after the first lot of files dropped because it's probably one of the most visually dramatic, this crazy biblical angel star thing floating around. And it made a lot of headlines. People were sharing it a lot. It was on national news and so on and so forth. You just saw it on Fox News. But I count myself as people who have been driven a little crazy by this video because I think that is, what would you call it? A lens artifact, a flare.
It does look like it could be.
There's something extremely bright interacting with the lens and causing this just permanent star shape. And it's, to my eye, it looks to be attached to a parachute. To me, that is clearly a parachute shape floating around behind it as it falls down.
Listen, I appreciate this, Kit. I want you guys to know out there that we're not just showing you this evidence and slapping the "it's real" sticker on everything. We're coming at this as well, fighting for both sides, the skeptics and the believers. I think it's important to do that today.
Well, and I was going to bring it up a little later, but I think it's a really important topic to cover. When you've spent as much time with these files as I have, you start to see a pattern, which is some of these videos I think are quite easily debunked, like this one. and others are not easily debunked. And I don't know what this means. I don't believe that several federal agencies like OSAP and ATIP that we've talked about before,
And oh shit.
and oh shucks, we're about to get laser beamed. There are entire offices within the Department of Defense set up to evaluate evidence of UAPs and then release it through programs like this, present it to Congress. I don't believe that they can't see what people on Reddit are seeing and things that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that they don't know that that's a parachute or something connected to a parachute.
2 words, Kit. Plausible deniability.
You're getting to the heart of the issue, Rory.
You release a couple fakies along with the real stuff, just enough sprinkled in there for someone to say, oh no, I saw some of those and it was a parachute. They were fake.
And we're going to talk about it more as the episode goes on. That's why I'm talking about disclosure today, because putting on my tinfoil hat, there seems to be a playbook at play here, guys, which is proponents of the disclosure movement would claim that as a society, we're being prepared to get used to the idea that UFOs are a thing, that they're more common, that we get used to seeing out and about. But it's almost as if they believe we can't take it all at once, so they don't want they don't want what sometimes people would cause like catastrophic disclosure, where they just show us the grays, the entire world economy collapses, people start, to quote Kent Brockman, start cracking each other's heads open, feasting on the goo inside.
Yeah.
That they want to, as you say, create plausible deniability, that some people believe, some people don't, but slowly over time we start believing in it.
It's going to be hard to get to the point where they drop the lizard videos.
Where's the Nordics, by the way?
Like, that's such a huge gap to go from, okay, we've done a few orbs, a couple weird artifacts in the sky. It's like, what videos do we have left? It's like, yeah, we have the 7-foot lizard man skateboarding in downtown LA. It's like, well, there's nothing we can do to plug that gap.
Yeah.
Like, how are we supposed to do this?
Yeah, did you know that 7 of the top 10 TikTok dances of that last year were created by reptilians? Dating back to Soulja Boy's Crank That. This is alien technology. But let's be absolutely clear again for why they're doing this. The government are not claiming aliens are real. They are claiming they're showing us what they got. Here's some of the unsolved cases. You be the judge, essentially. Of course, I've gone ahead, downloaded this stuff ahead of time. And let's just say, Rory, you're going to need some more room on that evidence cork board behind you.
Okay.
I'm showing on screen right now, just tabbing through. I mean, there is just some really beautiful looking declassified documents. I mean, this is just, Christmas came early, bud.
It is always so funny to me when we get a big dump like this because they'll do a dump like this and be like, but just so you know, we don't have any evidence to say aliens are real. And it's like, well, yeah, but do you understand? You've just released all of these documents from times when you told us that you weren't investigating UFOs. And now there are thousands of pages exposing multiple organizations and government institutions that have been investigating UFOs for 80 years consistently. Like, why on earth would I believe a single thing you say right now?
It's like, but you're telling me the 100% truth now. Like, yes. Yeah. Yes, of course. Yeah, I was trying to think of an analogy on this theme. And I thought, imagine if your girlfriend or boyfriend accused you of cheating, and for 80 years you maintained that you didn't cheat, but every month you post dozens of text messages and photos on a website that look really like you might have been cheating. And you're like, no, I promise there's no conclusive evidence that I banged your best friend. That being said, in 3 weeks, I will make another drop of evidence and you will have to make up your mind for yourself. If there's no proof, why drip feed us increasingly crazy evidence?
Yeah, that's insane.
It's like, I never hooked up with Heather. In unrelated news, I will be dropping the Heather files tonight at 900 hours.
On cheater.gov. But I promise I didn't cheat.
Here's 12 gigabytes of interviews with Heather's family about the events of the 12th of August, 2011. You're crazy if you think I cheated. That's crazy.
Just go to cheater.gov/Heather. You can find out everything.
That's how you know I'm being truthful, because I'm telling you everything.
I'm telling you everything I know. Are you still in contact with Heather? That's actually classified. I cannot disclose that information.
Then when you look at the Heather files, there's loads of black boxes everywhere. Some texts are redacted. It's like, well, come on then. Come on. What are we doing here?
It's just you making out with a black face. It's like, I know that's her. Obviously that's Heather. I cannot confirm or deny whether or not the individual is Heather. It's like, okay, well, you're still cheating.
It's like, it's this situation. It's as crazy as that. And then there's also 20 to 30 government whistleblowers who saw you with Heather and have testified in front of Congress saying that you've been with Heather for 3 years. It's like, well, these people, we can't believe their testimonies. I think there might be a mass hysteria at play.
You messaged Heather here on the 24th of December and said, I want to squeeze your classified.
I did see a funny post online that some people were like, by the way, the number of videos changed overnight that were available. I think there's like 3 videos that were available on day one that aren't available anymore on the website.
Love that.
Okay, but look, we could be here all day. I mean, more than all day, really, if we tried to methodically go through everything that was in here. There would be no point, especially when we think there's a bit of dud, bogus stuff being thrown in here as well. So we're going to pull out what I think are some of the biggest truth nukes to be present in this drop. Now look, you might think this is obvious, but I think one of the biggest takeaways here is simply that more and more weird stuff is being officially observed by these agencies, by the government. To TLDR, all of these documents, they show that there's a seemingly endless supply of US Army, Navy, Air Force, military witnesses to unexplained phenomena. It's not just a Tic Tac video from 2020. It's not just the underwater UFOs from Puerto Rico in 2024. There is a ton of documented sightings. And now, maybe for the first time, we have written testimony from military servicemen being released by the government. The following document has been really going nuts online in the last couple of weeks. They write, in late 2025, during early evening daylight hours, I, a senior US intelligence officer, along with a colleague and 2 pilots, departed our Joint Operations Center, JOC, in a helicopter. Our mission was to investigate loud thuds heard in the mountains on the test range, which coincided with unidentified aerial phenomena sightings reported over the previous several nights. We aim to search for objects that might explain these orb-like sightings. This is quite long, I have to editorialize. Basically, they searched around for a long time, not finding anything. Then, I received a message from the JOC. Radar had detected hits several miles uprange from our position, the same area where UAP activity had been observed on prior nights. I relayed this to the pilots and we altered course to intercept. What followed was a series of close UAP encounters lasting over an hour.
Whoa.
En route, ground teams reported spotting a UAP on infrared, describing it as, quote, super hot, low to the ground and moving south at high speed. One object then split into 2 and changed direction. Upon arrival, we scanned the area using night vision goggles, infrared and the naked eye. The ground team suddenly radioed that the object had risen from the ground, approached within 10 feet of their helicopter, dropped below us, then sped away. The pilots observed it through night vision goggles and saw it split into 2 as a smaller object emerged before it accelerated out of sight. We briefly pursued, but it broke off. We were unable to match its speed.
Holy shit.
Man, this story just goes on and on. In the distance, we saw countless orange orbs swarming in all directions. At one point, the helicopter pilots witnessed 2 orbs floating above their helicopter's rotor disc. They were oval-shaped, orange with a white or yellow center, and emitted light in all directions. And then the orbs started chasing their fighter jets. Then eventually, running low on fuel, everyone returned to the JOC. After landing, I briefly spoke with the pilots. They were virtually speechless after these observations.
Damn. Imagine getting fuel mogged by an orb. They're like, oh, you guys got to go back? We can stay up here for years.
It's just going, whoop, 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 whoop.
We could do this. Means nothing to us. That's crazy.
Is that not a crazier story than a lot of entire episodes we would have done on UFOs.
Yes.
They are within 10 feet, almost touching distance of a craft.
It's crazy that this story's only coming out now. That's wild.
Dude, this came out like last week.
It's a shame that orbs are so uninteresting, just as a thing to see
Rather
in the
than
sky.
a saucer, yeah.
Rather than a saucer or something more, we have a lot of like aliens and crafts like this in popular culture. And I think if it was just a ball in the sky, that's just not that interesting to talk about, even though it sounds like that's what we're dealing with.
Well, I did like that we actually got a hint. You might have caught that there. We got a hint of a better description. When they were close to it, they said it was oval shaped, an orange with a white or yellow center, and they emitted lights. That to me seems like, an orb could be oval shaped, but it seems like they got a sense of its actual shape once they were up close.
Isn't it weird that we don't know what this thing is? Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's like a metal ball floating around. Who said it was metal?
Yeah.
This thing could be a ghost.
Worryingly, it sounds like an egg.
Don't bring up the egg.
Because there's been a bit of egg talk.
Don't bring up the
in
egg.
the UFO
I can
world.
do orbs all day, but we're not talking
Don't worry,
about
I'm
the
not
egg.
going to stay on the egg.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, #egg. It came up again. The oval-shaped orb, I don't know. Sounds eggy to me. But I agree. I think I won't talk about it now because we don't have time. But we'll talk about it maybe on an after party upcoming or whatever.
Oh, did they say their radar was scrambled? sounds like egg activity to me. Huh. The military thought this whole thing would be over easy? That actually sounds like #egg talk to me.
Oh, we got a tango 3 clicks north. I'm going to let my colleagues handle this one. It's like, the guys who saw this were decorated officers. These are hard-boiled agents, all right? Hey-oh. We lost half our listenership with those puns. I think we
discredited ourselves.
The red dot sites left our foreheads for a second there. But Rory, discussing some of this stuff, discussing some of the news clippings around this, I did see one YouTube comment, a little like what you were saying. Someone said, quote, "The fact that this was even kept secret for so long in the first place means there's so much more we're not seeing."
This is what we're saying, guys. Imagine what isn't out yet.
Now, the next key thing that I took away from the first dump of information is actually a bit of a curveball, because I think one of the most interesting stories in this whole release, I think you're going to like a lot, Rory, and it's actually not new at all. Inside this archive of evidence are documents concerning the Apollo 11 mission.
Oh, hell yes.
Have you heard anything about this?
I've seen some people mentioning it, but again, I've tried to stay away from all this.
That's right, Apollo 11, the moon mission. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin. It turns out they saw some shit while they were up there. All right, let's turn our attention to a little document called the Apollo 11 Technical Crew Debriefing.
This is so sick that we have this.
I just love that once the mission was done, they were like, guys, high fives all around. And Neil was just like, can we talk about what happened? And they're like, yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there, Neil. Buzz is like chain smoking, it's like they had to smile for the cameras for like 2 months. Yeah, it was so awesome. It was so awesome. They're like, he's elbowing Neil, like, what the are we gonna do?
We talked about it very early on in the podcast. Do you think it's a coincidence that one of the first guys to ever go to the moon, Neil Armstrong, returned back to Earth and then went on expeditions to Peru to find an ancient alien metal library? No one's gonna talk about that? We think he just went up there and was like, all right, that was cool, and now I'm gonna go search for ancient alien existence on Earth.
Yeah.
Just total non sequitur.
Yeah, NASA was like, man, thank you for serving your nation. We got a lot of stuff lined up for you. We got a whole tour of schools. You're going to inspire the next generations. We got a book tour lined up for you. You're going to go all around the world. He's like, yeah, that can wait. Yeah. Actually, there's some shit.
They beamed coordinates into my head and I need to go there now. So the file that we're looking at right now is, it seems to be essentially a transcript of a conversation that was had. It almost looks like a script, which is incredible.
It is pretty wild. It's a full transcript, and hey, it's not ostensibly about UFO activity or anything like that. This is literally the first lines there. Someone in the room saying, it is so important for the crew to relax, get plenty of sleep, conserve their energy, and all the events leading up to that point of the mission. To arrive in lunar orbit tired can create a lot of problems. It's, so we need to approach this in the right frame of mind. They're all just agreeing on this kind of regular stuff. Then clearly Buzz Aldrin wanted to get this off his chest, brought it up in the middle of the conversation. The first unusual thing that we saw, I guess, was 1 day out or something pretty close to the moon. This thing had a sizable dimension to it, so we put the monocular on it. How did we see this thing? Did we just look out the window and there it was? Yes, and we weren't sure. It could have been the SIVB. We called the ground, and we were told the SIVB was 6,000 miles away.
Pretty far.
We were seeing all sorts of little objects going by, and then we happened to see this one brighter object going by. It looked to have an L shape to it. Neil Armstrong chimes in, yeah, like an open suitcase. What? They're supposed to be the only thing on the moon, by the way. These are the first men on the moon, and they're like, some shit here already, actually.
Unless somebody accidentally opened the airlock, and that is luggage floating through space, you shouldn't be looking at any open suitcases.
It goes on. There appeared to be a cylinder, Neil Armstrong, or really 2 rings. Buzz Aldrin, yes. Neil, yes, 2 rings, 2 connected rings. Collins, no, it looked like a hollow cylinder to me. I could see this thing tumbling. It was a hollow cylinder. Why did we not know this?
It's so annoying that they didn't tell us this, because, guys, we're all humans. We're all humanity. We're supposed to be in this together, like exploring the universe, finding out the secrets of the world, exploring space. It is so annoying that there were just some guys in suits that were like, no one's going to know this part. No, actually, no, that part didn't happen. Let's just tell them exactly what we want to tell them about the events. And that becomes history, and all of this stuff doesn't exist anymore.
This is also a good example of you have to use your noggin with this stuff. Because I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about this one, because he's now trying to join the gold rush of UFO stuff. He's written a new book about aliens, even though he's spent the last 20 years telling us aliens aren't real.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, this document is very misleading because this document was actually declassified a long time ago. So this has been available for a while. It's like, okay, cool. Why is it in the big government dump of UFO files then? If it's not related to anything,
yeah.
Why was it worth studying for this area of study? I genuinely, if anyone is a fan of NASA history, if anyone's a fan of space exploration history or just this topic, I really recommend checking out this document on the website, because
I love it.
I don't have time to get into it, but there's paragraphs and paragraphs here of them describing something so beautiful and mystical, where they describe, like, as they're going down towards the moon and then on the moon and leaving the moon again, they're like, we kept seeing flashes, and we were like, am I tripping? Am I like, is the sun like peeking over the moon? And they were like, we kept seeing these like little orbs and like flashing lights floating through the wall of the spacecraft and like past our field of vision. and I'm not even including that, because
I'm starting to see why we didn't go back.
Because
NASA were like, that was a huge mistake. They saw way too much shit.
And you can read about it. This is a now known phenomenon. I don't remember what it's called, but it's called like optical cosmic lights or something.
Damn.
And it's like, there's theories for why astronauts see these lights and they don't fully know.
Yeah.
It might be radiation interacting with our eyes. We're not sure, but could be aliens.
Sometimes when I squat too much at the gym on the way back up, I see the lights.
Yeah, see the stars.
I see the stars.
I forgot. I'm kind of bearing the lead. We have photos from the surface of the moon, by the way.
Of the lights, or what is that?
This is the shapes that we're seeing.
Guys, this is ridiculous. These are actual photographs from the moon. And there's shit in the sky.
Yeah, I'm throwing a couple images up on the screen. Rory can describe, but like we're looking at one picture right now where they're kind of zooming in on at least 5 areas in just one photograph of there being stuff.
Maybe this is why, part of the reason why we're doing this disclosure thing now is because, it's a big thing that we have been going back to the moon. Yeah. And maybe now we're at a point where the government is like, look, we're not going to be able to hide this shit forever. If we're going back to the moon and now we can bring 8K cameras and basically live stream from it, it's like, we're not going to be able to hide the eggs floating around in the background.
That's a good point.
Like we have to get people used to this.
There is something that's a great point. Such a great point, which is the practical nature of disclosure. It's not just about, it's not all conspiracy thinking. Like, dude, we gotta like get the masses ready to understand so the economy doesn't collapse. It's like, look, it's gonna come up. It's gonna come up.
Everyone has a 4K camera in their pocket now. People are gonna start being able to film this stuff and share it immediately. We don't have control over it. All we can do is just get people cool with the orbs real quick.
There's just something so funny about sending, this is the most significant moment in human history up to this point. Setting foot on the moon. It's like, that's what the whole quote is about. One giant step, for mankind. Setting foot on a new terra firma. And NASA has to be like, guys, please save some film on your cameras for the moon. Because you guys keep taking photos of space. And they're like, yeah, well, it's a little hard when there's L-shaped UFOs following us.
I really wish the quote ended up being one small step for man, one giant leap. Oh, God, what is that? And then the feed goes down.
Buzz. Oh my God, they're here. Just the news anchors turn to the camera. We're having some technical difficulties up there in the moon. We're going to try to get back to you as soon as we can.
The feed kicks back in. People of Earth. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Got it.
The president is like, yeah. No.
Whoa, hey, thank you so much everyone for watching the moon landing. That's great.
Wow. So we landed. That's great.
We technically landed.
And we're going to get the guys back. I'm pretty sure. Probably.
What's left of them? We'll get them back.
Now, the Apollo 11 stuff would be cool and creepy enough as it is, but that's not all. There are more documents here labeled Apollo 12, Apollo 17. The next who went to the moon also saw the same shit.
No way.
In fact, I'm just realizing I just that up. The photos I just showed you weren't even from Apollo 11. They were from Apollo 12 and 17.
Damn.
So these sightings continued into future moon missions. The next video I'm about to show you, I don't stand by it crazy hard.
Oh, okay.
But it is an awesome theory about why we didn't go back to the moon. So this is a documentarian interviewing a pretty respected NASA historian from Japan known as Takano Joelson.
Anything we don't understand about that story? Did they see UFOs along the way? Because
they saw a UFO. I'm sure of it.
why are you sure?
Well, because I knew Captain Eugene Cernan from Apollo 17. We were good friends. We went to each other's houses. We had meals together and stuff. I asked him that question. Why did the Apollo program end with Apollo 17? Even at that time, they were planning an Apollo 18 and 19. Why did they stop at 17? I said, I want to know the real reason.
Stop with 17.
His answer was, they told me never to come back.
Really?
Yes. It wasn't through the headphones that I heard this. It was sent directly to my brain.
Download, never come back again. And were any reasons for not coming back again that they cited?
Please, I beg you, save humanity on Earth. I was told to not get in their way.
Why?
Please don't interfere with our research. They told us not to interfere with their activities. To give an example, if I was doing experiments in the laboratory and a lot of monkeys were coming in, I would tell the monkeys to get out. It's the same thing.
The extraterrestrial.
I would maybe go with a different analogy, but sure.
Well, they see us as, lower life forms. They're like, hey, yeah, we know you're harmless, but we're trying to do some serious research here.
Yeah, but I mean, can't we see ourselves that there really isn't a lot going on the moon?
Didn't you see the L-shaped craft hovering above the moon's atmosphere?
It feels, yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, he's implying that there is some sort of alien civilization or extraterrestrial life doing stuff on the moon and they don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, I believe this guy, Takano, goes on record to say, which is very interesting given the recent moon missions, the Artemis mission. I believe he's on record as saying when they have sent satellites and things across the dark side of the moon, they've, quote, seen structures.
Okay.
So that's why I don't want to get into this. I do think look, we know Neil Armstrong hunted for aliens. That's true.
Yeah.
So weirdly, Eugene Cernan saying they told us not to come back. I weirdly can believe that.
I can totally believe it.
Isn't that weird?
The whole moon landing thing is absolutely bizarre. We did do an episode of the podcast on this as well, where we investigated the moon landing. And, it's kind of become the joke conspiracy that people think that we faked the moon landing. And I obviously don't think that we did. Mm-hmm. But in that episode, we do go on to explain why that's become a thing. And some of the parts of the story are just, when you're reading it, you're like, this is insane. Do you remember that, wasn't it like NASA accidentally wiped all the footage?
Right. Yeah, that's right. There's no original footage.
There's no original footage of the moon landing. What you're seeing is a recording from the projected footage.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, don't.
It's not great, is it?
I'm sure that can happen, but how did we as humanity achieve the most unbelievable thing in the history of our existence?
My wife, Danielle, is punching the air right now. Don't encourage her. She has major problems with the moon landing. Major problems. She never, it's kind of the funniest way to navigate it, where she would never come out and say well, she doesn't really talk about it. But then anytime they talk about it on TV, she'll just be muttering, just like, so you gotta be crazy.
She must be having a field day with some of these photos and videos. It's unbelievable.
Okay, look, I don't want to overwhelm anyone with evidence. I know we're trying to get through a lot. I don't want to make this tiring to just simply try and wrap our heads around. But I have to say, it was at this point in writing this script, writing this episode, when things only really got interesting. I had actually prepared other points to make that I thought were interesting coming out of this tranche of evidence. But about 30 minutes after finishing this research, the government dropped the second batch of documents and videos.
God damn.
And I'll be honest, this is when I started thinking maybe disclosure really is happening, because in my opinion, the new videos are way crazier than the first videos.
Right, that's what we said. They're slowly increasing the temperature.
Don't take it from us. See for yourself. We will play some of those videos right now, and you can, I'm turning into the government. I'm like, y'all can decide for yourself. I'm not gonna tell you what to think.
Okay. This seems to be a video file titled UAP 2021. Under that it says apparent instantaneous acceleration examination. So presumably we're gonna see something, an object in the sky, take off at incredible speeds.
All right. We are currently dealing with much the same as before, guys. This is night vision goggles, a lot of stuff. I mean, the thing is practically all blacked out. We can't see that much, but the camera is tracking something.
What the f? It lost it. We were tracking a shape moving across the sky, and then it just went and gone.
And it's already going very fast, it seems like.
It looks like it's already going approximately 300 miles a second. And then it decides to just go back to its
warp
own
speed. Look at this.
What the
It's so awesome. Okay, now they're going to slow the video down 50%. So we're watching in slow motion. This is right before it takes off.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Unnecessary. It's just reducing it.
It's just going down slower and slower and slower. I love how the UFO, it almost does a little slowdown right before it takes off.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's one other that I think is really awesome. We're going to check that out now. I should say at the time of recording, the second bunch of files hasn't been out that long. There could still be stuff in there that's equally awesome. I just haven't got to it yet.
All right, wow, we are looking maybe up at the clouds in the night sky, and we are seeing some kind of, I mean, it is like an orb, or like looking at a saucer from the ground straight up, moving through the sky.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say looking up, because it's almost like an optical illusion. I interpreted this as maybe looking down from a spy satellite or drone or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, that does seem probably more accurate.
But
it's kind of weaving in and out of the clouds. That is crazy.
Essentially, because it's just a completely opaque black, as you say, sphere or disc. Again, my instinct was maybe a disc. And on its own, it wouldn't be that much information to go on. It'd be like, okay, it's a blob. But once it starts sinking underneath the clouds and coming back up again, you're like,
yeah.
All right. Because the clouds almost give it a reference point, give it a shape, give it a form.
What does this mean? Like, are any of us actually ready to mentally comprehend that if these videos are actually legit, that we are not alone in the universe and there's things at play that defy logic?
Well, I think there's some pretty interesting conversations regarding it. I like that the good thing about getting more information is the conversation is getting more intelligent. And I've seen people saying, hey, let's just be very specific about what we're saying. Because some of the skeptics get annoyed. They go, there's no proof of aliens. And it's like, yeah, that's right. This isn't proof of aliens, but it is evidence for UFOs.
I'm going to stop paying my taxes. I don't think anything means anything anymore.
It's been really fun to watch the skeptics work overdrive on places like Twitter. There's a lot of people who their career is being a skeptic. They make endless videos, write books about why the UFO movement is nonsense, why they don't believe anything that's going on. It's just been really fun to watch those guys and
watch them squirm.
So the parachute star one, I was kind of on their side. I was like, guys, I think this is a lens flare. It's whatever. I've been really getting a kick out of reading the replies to their tweets about videos like this. So there's a guy called Mick West who's been going nuts over this whole period, just trying to disprove everything. And Rory, you can tell me what you think. So in the case of some of the just orbs, an orb flying over Syria, orb flying over Iraq, he's like, it's a bird. It's a bird because the thermal vision can't detect wings. Apparently that's kind of true because wings don't have much blood circulation. It doesn't have much of a thermal signature. A bird even just looks like an orb. And I'm like, okay, that's possible. For this one, I believe he claims this is a lens flare.
Oh, that's just not... Lens flares can't go behind clouds.
So the skeptics are having a hard time with this stuff. But look, Rory, we could do this all day long, for cripe's sake. I think one of the mad things is we don't know where this ends.
Well, I know where it should end, because I've only seen one video by myself that came from these files, and you haven't shown it yet. And it was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
There's a lot of videos I haven't included for the sake of editorial, brevity.
Okay, how about we show the one with the guy in it? If we're going to show any clips, let's show the one with the guy in it.
I wasn't going to talk about the guy.
This one penetrated my Instagram algorithm. I couldn't believe what I was
You're like, oh, Jesus is back. Oh, the second coming. Oh, that's cool.
This is the one where I was like, if this is real, then it's game over.
Do you think? Okay, maybe we should watch the guy.
We have to show the guy.
We can make this the last video we watched today.
I don't know how to describe to the listeners at home who the guy is, but there's a video of a guy in the air, made of magic. It's one of the most insane things I've ever seen.
So we have, again, another kind of black and white military angle here of, it looks like the sky looking up into the clouds, probably nighttime. Interesting, we have a thing that's not blurred out here. We have a scale indicator showing that the object is around 4 meters in size. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, great. What planet did it come from? Do we have any more information on that? If I look at it, will I get cancer? These are important questions I need to know.
Floating through the air.
This is so scary because, if you think about a guy flying, you think of like Superman, kind of like,
right.
Horizontal with his arms out floating through air.
Yeah.
Just standing. This guy's just standing there. Editor Phil just mumbled, "What the f?" under his breath.
Okay, the scale as we get punched in further, it's down to 2 meters, which is the height of a guy. No, that's, yeah. It's not beating the guy allegations when it's 2 meters tall.
It's like the guy from Prometheus. It's just a white god floating in the air.
It looks kind of like a ghost, like a Ghostbusters ghost, because it almost looks like it's got a wispy bottom to it.
That is insane.
It's moving for sure.
It looks like a genie from a lamp. You can see his body moving.
Yeah, he's moving. What do we think is happening there?
I don't remember how this clip ends, but I think he like wisps away or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was weird. He hit the instantaneous acceleration.
Wait, I think they got
there
him
he is.
again.
Oh yeah, they caught him.
There he is. Back on the guy.
He thought he got away.
Yeah. Watch the turn at the end. Look at this.
It's like he gets yanked.
I don't like this.
Interesting. So I wasn't even going to bring up the guy.
You gotta bring up the guy.
But you see what I'm saying, bro? You see what I'm saying? That this is why I think disclosure is occurring, is because we are on a trajectory. Need I remind you that the videos that are being released, they're not in the order of when they're being captured. It's not like, oh, hey guys, we got a new one. We're going to show you it. No. They are deciding the order that it's released.
This is from 1936.
We got...
The guy's been appearing every 10 years.
Walt Disney filmed this in Anaheim. We've been getting videos from since about, 2017?
Yeah.
Through 2020, 2021. And then the videos that were released last month were less crazy than the videos we got, this month.
And if we're on already just drop number 2, and we're already getting the guy,
yeah.
Imagine what's coming next.
We just hit we got the warp speed video.
Do you think someone accidentally put the guy in with drop 2? Yeah. And they said it live and they were like, he was like drop 7, drop 8. You put the guy in drop 2? They're not ready for the guy.
Well, here's a teaser about what might be coming. Because at this point, it's like the way there's like guys who are just professional Apple analysts. And they predict what the next iPhone's going to look like. And that's their job.
But we're that, but for nonsense.
We're that for absolute BS. There's a second guy next month. It's 2 of them. So, look, there's chatter. There's chatter, in the UFO world. Like you heard earlier, there was chat of who the 4 types of aliens are. That came from, I believe, worryingly renowned scientist Hal Puthoff, who's a big UFO campaigner, and a variety of other people have talked about this. There's a Stanford professor of, I think, biology, Gary Nolan, who's been on the news a lot. And I mean, there's a guy with legit credentials, a professor at Stanford of biology. And he's talked a lot about astrobiology and campaigned for UFOs over the years. And again, this is part of the disclosure thing. We've got a whole coterie of people like Lou Elizondo, David Grush, all these people who are like ex-CIA, ex-Air Force, saying they're letting me talk about this. We got Gary Nolan at Stanford saying the military came to me and asked me to analyze injuries from UFOs.
Yeah.
We just read a statement of guys who came in within 10 feet of UFOs. And then this guy, Gary Nolan's like, yeah, I was studying the injuries that some people have got. It's like it's disseminating out. And so Gary Nolan was talking about some potential upcoming videos. There was a news headline in a few different places this week that there's some pastors in Tennessee who said that they got a knock on the door in the last couple of weeks. Oh, no, it was a few months ago. I think it was back in February, which was, if you remember, when Trump called for all this to be released. These pastors were visited allegedly by some military servicemen who were briefing them on some upcoming drops of information.
Why?
Because Rory,
because the guy was Jesus.
Because
I don't know if you know that, but that's who the guy was.
This is part of the disclosure theory. Is there's religious implications. If there's guys starting to float down from the sky,
yeah,
you got to start talking to pastors, being like, "What do you think's going to happen?
Or like you need to start figuring out a way to explain in your sermons that there's life on other planets.
There's, dude, the chair broke. There's a clip, a podcast clip I saved from 3 years ago in 2023 of Sam Harris, the famous podcaster, saying, you know, the men in black, the servicemen, they're coming around to podcasters now, talking to them about like, we have some information we want to put out there. How can we get it out there?
Why is no one coming to talk to us? Come on. Well, we can't be trusted with confidential information?
So they're going around talking to people. They're disseminating the information, bro. You got all these ex-CIA people talking about what's happening. There's a controlled release of information. And I'm just going to get it out there. The pastors said that the next drop, that there's translucent beings.
Hell yes. Let's go. I didn't have ghosts being real as on my bingo list. I didn't know we were getting in, like, who knows? Guys, maybe they'll get into cryptids. Maybe we'll get into poltergeists. Maybe we'll get into more of the supernatural than just UFOs and aliens. I'm here for it.
News headline, 18th of May, 2026. Because we're releasing this at the start of June. We're recording it in May, and it said Pentagon's June UFO files to reveal translucent beings.
With a photo of a jellyfish, which I assume is not one of the beings. That is just to illustrate what a translucent being could look like.
I guess so.
Damn.
Guys, we could keep talking forever. I think one of the crazy things as well is how this is going to reverberate around the world. There was an interesting speech from a chief spokesperson from the Tokyo government in Japan saying, oh, we saw one of the files shows a UFO in Japan. So we're gonna consider starting to declassify our UFO files. They said we're going to do it case by case basis.
I love this.
On national security lines. And I assume after the spokesperson said that, they said, did I say all that out loud? I meant to say there's nothing for us to disclose, actually.
Right. That guy just got turned into a translucent being, if you catch my drift. He is a ghost. The best thing we can all do right now is probably start worshiping the guy.
Right.
I think that's just going to be what the next step is.
Because we spent a few years at the start of this Paranormal Life podcast worshipping Ra, the ancient sun god, but a lot has changed.
Honestly, the way we're going now, Ra might turn up. He might be in another drop. But for now, it's the guy.
But look,
praise the guy.
I know this has been a kind of special episode to some extent, but we also can't get out of the format of this Paranormal Life where at the end of every episode, we have to decide whether we think this investigation is paranormal or not. I guess the question I posed was, is disclosure happening? Is 2026 the year of disclosure? And that actually is a paranormal conclusion, because disclosure insinuates that aliens are real and the government's about to tell us about it.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
Absolutely yes.
I think
a double yes
is underway. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Patreon, if you're on Spotify, check it out, guys. Check out the video to this episode. You don't want to miss this one. You might just want to scrub back and look at the chapters on Spotify and be able to see some of those videos for yourself. Make up your own mind and let us know what you think. But if you are a paid actor in the comments cashing NASA checks, you will be banned forever, because we don't want MIBs skulking around.
Are we going to have to keep doing these every time there's more disclosure?
Well, for anyone who hasn't seen them, we kind of have done a couple now.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 years, probably.
Yeah.
We did, I think I got a little too excited the first time. And I think that episode's called, Has the Invasion of Earth Already Begun?
Yep.
And we said that was a yes. But were we wrong? The guy's here. The guy was here.
We saw the guy.
We just saw the guy.
The guy's kicking it around. Yeah.
And they're popping in, and then when you look at them, they shoot out at warp speed.
Insane.
Tides go in, tides go out. How do you explain that? Magnets, how do they work? All right. So shit is real. Shit is happening. Every time we cover it, it's a double yes.
Yeah. And it's only getting stronger, only getting crazier.
But hey, yeah, I think it's a good question. I think next time it happens, case by case basis, just like the Tokyo government. I think the next drop that happens, we'll make up our minds how we do it, whether it's on a bonus episode over at this paranormallife.com. But for sure, the after party. I think the after party would be a great place to do a spillover. If there's a cool video pops up, we just watch it there and react to it.
Yeah, video of the week we could do.
Totally. So you'll not want to miss that. ThisParanormalLife.com. You can go there to become a member of the commune and support the show, This Paranormal Life. That's the way we've made this show for all these years, 9 years plus, is by getting support directly from our community. And you can get a bunch of stuff for as little as $5 a month or your local currency. You get monthly bonus episodes, weekly behind the scenes after party episodes where we just shoot the shit and talk about whatever's going on. We've got giveaways, a whole bunch of stuff. Newsletter, that's a new thing.
Yeah, tons of cool stuff over there. And as Kid said, it's the only way we've been able to continue to make this show for the last 9 years.
Jeez.
Wow. So why not support independent creators and head on over to thisparanormallife.com.
Well, we're not going to be around for 9 more years because the rapture is
Because
coming.
the guy's here.
The guy's here.
Yeah.
Should we try and get him on the podcast?
And
as a
based
guest?
off what he looks like, I don't know if he wants us to be good or evil.
I think he's beyond that, yeah.
You know, I think he just transcends those concepts. I don't know what he wants from me.
Yeah.
Probably just my energy. He would probably just suck me dry.
Yeah. You'd be like, welcome to our planet. He just
takes my soul and that powers his body for another 2 years. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't think I could have made you happy either way. So.
Yeah. That's him popping souls. Just like bubble wrap to him. Weird bubble wrap.
We're bubble wrapped to the guy.
That's him popping our hearts. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into this special episode of This Paranormal Life. We could not do it without you. Thanks for tuning in over the years. We'll be back on Friday with the after party at thisparanormallife.com. Links in the description. And we'll be back on Tuesday, unless the guy takes us, for a brand new paranormal tale.
Bye-bye. One take.
Yeah.
Sorry, 3, 2, 1. On the. Sorry. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, fridge. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, aircon. And 3, 2, 1, reflection. And 3, 2, 1. No, just like that was me. I was just like, oh, gotta take my flip flops off. Gotta take.
3, 2, 1. Oh, fire alarm test. Okay.
On the 8th of May, 2026. No idea what I'm saying. Oh, you gotta get the sillies out. So you
Bring
do.
the sillies in.